Hi, I'm Karl Konrad, the founder of Australian Immigration Law Services. In previous videos, we've covered the crucial issues of extended processing delays and how this impacts people waiting for their visas. Just because they're fortunate to be waiting in Australia on bridging visas while their applications are being processed, it does not mean that life is easy for them. Being on a bridging visa long term, waiting for an answer from the Immigration Department can have serious consequences concerning job opportunities and the most important thing of all, young people just trying to get on with their lives. And if that wasn't bad enough, if you throw into the mix that many of them can't even get married during these years of processing delays, it can create a seemingly unbearable burden for them to carry. Remember, we're talking about a younger generation of applicants who have the youth hopes and dreams of their futures, and that's why we chose them in the first place to migrate here. Today I speak with a young man called Mohammed. He's been waiting 2.5 years already for his permanent residency 190 visa to be processed. And yes, of course, he's one of the lucky ones who's been able to launch a permanent residency visa, but that doesn't mean his life has been easy. He's complained to the Immigration Department about the delays and got virtually no reply. The Ombudsman's office was next on his list and they said basically nothing either. He faces the pressure of his family to get married like most young people his age, and it's hard for him to explain to them that if he gets married, his visa will also be refused. It's a tough burden for someone in their 20s to handle on their own in a strange country with no family here to support them. Mohammed, thanks so much for joining me today. Tell me what you've been up to in Australia.
I've done masters in information technology, specialized in software engineering and web development.
And after the master's degree, did you apply for the graduate visa?
Yes, I've applied for 485 graduate visa, which gave me an opportunity to work in Australia for 2 years.
Tell us about when you applied for permanent residency through the state-sponsored 190 visa.
I've applied for my permanent residency in December 2019. I got invited by New South Wales government, so it was a state-nominated visa for web developer.
So what's happened since December 19 when you applied?
I've been upskilling myself, and also I was applying for more jobs where Australia was in skill shortage, and I've applied for most of the roles, but employers were looking people with permanent residency, and I was expecting that my visa will be released sooner, and I could get into my industry and work. And
what sort of feedback are you getting from employers? Are they insisting that you be permanent resident first?
Despite having qualified for the roles and being interviewed, but my application was getting rejected just because I am not a permanent residency. And even I tried to explain to them that I have applied for the permanent residency visa, but it was of no use. They were thinking there is a lot of recruitment cost involved while hiring someone is what most of the recruiters were telling. So I was a little bit disappointed, but I didn't lose my hope. I tried upskilling myself and I'm still doing it.
You applied back in December 2019, so that's a long time ago, 2.5 years. Have you contacted the Immigration Department to find out what's going on?
Absolutely. I did lost global feedback and the response I got, they have been prioritizing people with critical skills, and my occupation doesn't fall in the critical skills is what I've been told and I understood. And also even put in enforcement complaint, and the processing delays were explained and I was not in the critical sector.
It's pretty disappointing that the Immigration Department and the Commonwealth Ombudsman's office gave you such a reply that really says that you just have to wait. Now, on top of all this delay in processing, you desire to get married, and getting married means that your permanent residency application will be refused. How do you feel personally about being in this position, stuck during the years of processing but not allowed to get married?
So when I applied for the permanent residency, the processing times were really quick, and I was expecting my visa get processed soon, and then definitely everyone has a plan to get married and move on in their life and have a family. I have plans to get married after getting my visa granted.
What would you like to say to the government regarding this dilemma if you get married during the processing of your visa and your points will be reduced and your permanent residency application will fail?
really think there should definitely be a solution or a way where we can be allowed to get married during the visa is being processed, because that will really attract all other migrants to have a think about it, and they should definitely be a way where all others are not being disadvantaged. Totally, I would say, uh, during the visa processing, if they let us get married, but not let us register or not let us add my spouse into the visa application, that might be a solution wherein they should let people to lodge a spouse visa later on, or some sort of solution which definitely can help an individual, because it's totally affecting one's personal life.
That sounds like a great compromising idea, Mohammed, and it's a possible solution to this issue. On behalf of all of us here, I'm sure, and many of our viewers also, we thank you for speaking out publicly about this issue, and we hope the Immigration Department seriously considers looking into the harm that it's causing applicants who have been waiting a long time for their visas. Fingers crossed for you that your visa can be granted as soon as possible.